Korea's COFIX rate just crossed 3% for the first time in 17 months. That threshold matters, and today, three developments are repricing credit across Korea's financial system. KakaoBank's transfer platform failed, exposing operational risk at a lender with 27.27 million customers and roughly $52 billion in deposits. Woori Financial Savings Bank secured a 200 billion won credit line from HSBC Korea, and the probability of a near-term Bank of Korea rate cut is shrinking. It's Wednesday, July 16th. Let's break down what's happening in Korea's financial sector. Korean banks have been repricing loans since COFIX resumed its climb in June. Persistent household debt and sticky inflation have kept the Bank of Korea on hold, removing the tailwind that drove COFIX lower through late 2025. Against that backdrop, this week's platform outage and a major funding deal highlight the twin pressures, operational and structural, now building across the sector. Here's what the numbers show. 3.05%. Korea's COFIX rate this week, up 15 basis points from 2.90%, marking its first reading above 3% in 17 months. Mortgage rates across Korea's 5 major banks now span 4.07% to 7.30%, covering roughly 114 trillion won, about $76.5 billion, in COFIX-linked loans. KakaoBank's transfer system failed on July 15th, disrupting services for 27.27 million users. 78 trillion won in deposits and 48 trillion won in loans, approximately $52 billion and $32 billion, were on KakaoBank's books when the outage occurred. Woori Financial Savings Bank secured a 200 billion won credit facility, roughly $134 million, from HSBC Korea, broadening its funding base. 3 consecutive holds mark the Bank of Korea's current rate posture. COFIX crossing 3% further reduces the probability of a near-term cut. So what does this mean for bank analysts and compliance teams? Earlier, we said COFIX just crossed 3% for the first time in 17 months. Here's what that actually means for your book. Rising COFIX compresses the repricing window. Funding costs adjust upward immediately, while loan yields lag, squeezing near-term NIM across the sector. Watch the Bank of Korea's next policy statement. If the rate cut cycle is deferred further, the COFIX trend has room to run, and lending compliance teams will need to recalibrate affordability models. That's today's AI Prism, Finance Daily. This episode was produced with AI assistance based on Seoul Economic Daily reporting and reviewed by a human editor. AI Prism is a Won IFRA award-winning series. We'll be back tomorrow.